Recording. Guy, I'll start with you. What a game. Can you tell us a little bit about your thoughts on that game, and can you talk about the intensity that both teams played with?
Yeah, what a game. Fantastic, and I mean the missed layup right on full time, and we got another opportunity. Just a great game. I thought both teams competed so hard. I mean, I think I'm really just proud of my girls because we had so much adversity, so many injuries this year. As it stands, I think we've lost 4 players for the season that are, slated to be key players for us. We've got 1 post left in Kayla, and she's carrying an injury. And you could see her limping around after 2 minutes, and she had to play 45. So that was great. And then, just proud of the effort. Defensively, other people just stepping up defensively, and then I think the offensive effort. Shanice clearly, and then Celeste clearly. Really pleased with Celeste's game. I thought, when it was getting a little bit harder in our middle pick and roll in the second half, she just put great pressure on the rim and hit the shots that we really needed out of her. And anyway, I'm rambling, but I'm just really proud of the team. And we've just had so many issues and adversity, as I said, and I mean that's the season highlight.
I think you deserve to ramble a little bit after a game like that and coming off with the win.
Yeah, I'm trying to process it.
But can you talk a little bit about the fight of the team? There was a point there in the third quarter where the Cavs seemed like they were pulling away.
Right.
They got up 10.
Yeah.
And then, but the team, the girls, just didn't have any give in them. Just fought back, hit a couple of threes, got a couple of stops. Can you talk about that fight?
Well, it's been our weak point because we've a lot of other games got down 10 and we let it go, get our heads down, and we're down 20, and then there's no coming back. And we got down 10 and we responded and drew it back even, and then Caps called a timeout, and really that was the message. It was just, hey, maybe the first time this season we fought really hard and we responded, and I think that they felt that, and the energy in the group then was great, and the resolve was terrific, and it just steeled us to move forward.
You mentioned Izzy's defense, particularly, like I was watching it, particularly on Jade. Like, can you talk a little bit about the effort and how, like Jade I think had 26, but I felt like those were tough 26 points. Can you talk a little bit about the effort that she brought to on that end of the floor?
Yeah, well, I mean, Jade started the game. I think she had a quick 7 or 8 points, and we clearly didn't want to let her get going. And I think that when I looked at Canberra, they've and why they've been turning their season around is they're very athletic, and they're quick, and they're very good in transition. So we wanted to keep them out of the paint in transition as much as we could. But I wasn't happy with how we began the game defensively on Jade, and we threw a few different bodies at her, and she had a good total at the half, and then we just sort of changed a little bit how we were guarding her, and I think it impacted their rhythm a little bit in the second half. But that's now we've got them back-to-back games, so that's feels a little bit like a finals, because they'll make adjustments, and Gorry knows his stuff really well, so they'll make adjustments, and the next game will be really different, I'm sure. So, but no credit to the team to go to our plan B and execute it well.
Celeste, I'll talk to you for a bit. Would you say that this was your best game of the season, especially hitting that, I guess, like that bucket, that 3-point shot in overtime to put you guys up 3 and pretty much, kind of sealed the deal for you guys?
I wouldn't say my best game, but I am pleased with the way we shared the ball, and I feel like everyone got their touches and got their shots. I think just overall as a team, I think I'm really proud of that. I mean, I don't usually judge my games on the way I perform offensively, but I'm just really proud of the team and how we all came together, and everybody got their touches, everybody moved the ball, and we worked together defensively.
When that shot that you had came off a broken play, I'm not sure if it was you or Shanice who missed the layup.
Mm-hmm.
When that got kicked straight back to you, was it, like, was it in your mind to just kind of go for that shot straight away?
Yeah, so I missed the layup, and something that he always talks about is just quickly getting back out and positioning yourself to get back open and shoot the ball and continue to move and get out quickly. So, I mean, I had to let the layup go, and yeah, Izza just found me in the corner. Yeah, catch and shoot, let it fly.
Let it go.
And Shanice has been balling a little bit out of her mind lately. She had like a 40 piece up in Downsville, then come back down here and gets a 36 against the Caps with the defense. But all these defenses are, pretty much focused on her. What does that do to you, to the rest of the team, when you got a talent such as Shanice, who draws so much of the attention? And how does that help you guys?
Yeah, I mean, she's a great player, and she's still so young, so she's still learning. But I mean, it kind of is fun, when you're playing in the moment like that. You have somebody that wants the ball in their hand at the end of the game, and it's kind of fun. But at the same time, I feel like she finds us when she needs to. But she gets that attention. We still have Kayla in there that gets the attention. So I think it makes it kind of easier for everyone else to get their shots and get their open looks. So as one of those players, you got to just be ready to hit open shots and continue to create for them and try to get them open.
And regarding Kayla, obviously, I think you guys don't have another big on the roster, active roster at the moment. Can you talk a little bit about the effort that she puts out every game?
Oh yeah.
She played the whole game today, including overtime 45 minutes for her age as well.
Yeah, I mean, she's been doing it all season. We've been in a pretty tough position where we've been losing a lot of our height and a lot of our bigs, and so I mean, she's been stepping up. She's at the age that she is, she's been playing a long time, but I mean, she continues to be there. And when you see somebody that is getting to that point in their career and they're continuing to push and they're playing all game, I think it's just an inspiration. Like no matter how she's feeling, she knows she has to go out there and perform with us and do it with us, and so it's great, and she's been doing a great job.
And then finally from me, we always talk about Canberra having some of the best fans in the comp and having a loud crowd, but there was a pretty sizable pocket of Sydney fans that I think made the trip over, and they were pretty loud there at certain points in the game. Did you guys feel that energy from them, and could you hear them from during the flow of the game?
Yeah, I think throughout the game, obviously we know that this is technically an away game for us, but even our bench, we got some good energy from this one over here too. But like even our bench. We always hear our bench, and I think that's a positive with us and how we just stay together. And I think a lot of times especially for this game, we try to just block out the outside noise. So you kind of could tune out everyone else and then just focus on your bubble and your people. And I think that we did a really good job of doing that. Coming into huddles, everybody was energized. We had a great meeting the other day, and so yeah, I mean it was cool, but very thankful for the people that made the trip, our fans that made the trip down here. And yeah, we can hear them yelling on the sideline.
Guy, first of all, congratulations on the win. You had Kayla playing 45 minutes, and in that time she scored 14, 17 rebounds. Like, she's doing this amazing performance. Are you concerned about her stamina for the last part of the season, just because of the amount of time she's going to play?
Oh yeah, I'm concerned about it because she's pretty exhausted because we've lost every other big, as we said. And I don't know if there's any help coming. I mean, that's really the issue. So, but also she's just carrying a little bit of an overuse injury. And the problem, if I take her out of the game and she sits down even for 2-3 minutes and cools down, it's a lot harder to get up and get going. So we kind of push her and she'll keep rolling. If we stop her, then it might not be a good result. So, yeah, I got to go back and evaluate what we do with that, how we manage that next. And it's helpful that we've actually got 10 days between games here.
And Celeste, when we spoke to you yesterday for the pre-record for our live pod, you talked a lot about team resilience and bringing the energy. After that result, how do you feel all that fell into place for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, this journey, this season so far has been a lot of highs and lows for us, and so I think we're getting to a point where we know, this is the final stretch, the final push, and we spoke about even coming back from our Christmas break, like giving that extra, giving that little bit more. When you think you gave it all that you have a little bit left in the tank, and I think even after the injuries that continue to happen. We keep trying to find that extra push, each and every one of us, and I think that it honestly has brought us closer with the injuries. We're just continuing to push each other, and like today, we hadn't gone into an overtime game. We haven't been down by 10 and then brought it back up. And so to have that and to see that progression, even this late in the season, I know in college we always talk about peaking at the right time, and I think us having this game and us winning this game and having to go through that overtime win, I think it's going to be really helpful for when we get into playoffs and we continue to make a run.
Last question for me, Coach. Next game is against Canberra, back here again. Like I said, in about 10 days or so. What's the focus gonna be like for the upcoming week for you guys?
And I'm just going to enjoy this win. Give me a little bit of space. I'll worry about that later. Huh? It's been a tough season. So we're going to enjoy it for sure.
Yeah.
We haven't had a lot to celebrate. We've had a lot of adversity. As I said, I'm just really proud of the girls, the way they responded. And we've had tons of really sensitive, fragile meetings about what people are capable of, what they're not doing, what they are bringing, what they can bring, and I think if any team right now, if you took 4 of their better players out of the roster, how would they cope? It's a question, right? So it was never planned, and we're having to find out the hard way. But that was an amazing response today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.